Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your worries, it's okay now. The sun is here to stay.
Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anne-Marie Harold. Today I'm just going to be sharing a true story with you. It's one of my favorite memories, and it involves three aspects of my life. It involves my grandparents, two of my best friends, and muscle memory. So, to give you a little background information on my grandparents, towards the end of their life, they had their health started getting worse. My grandmother had colon cancer, and she couldn't hear that well. She basically lost most of her hearing. My grandfather had heart problems and had to carry a little oxygen tank around, and his memory kind of started getting affected as well. So my aunts, my mother and myself started tending to them. Like, we had to take care of them on a daily basis, and I just kind of went over and assisted whoever was there. It took two hands to take care of them, and I'll give you an example why. So, one day, my grandfather, give you a little quick history on him real quick. So he smoked a pipe tobacco most of his life, and he had always stayed in the basement. He was like a little hermit and recluse. So while we were upstairs taking care of Queen, my grandmother, we'd always have to take a few minutes and go downstairs and check on him. And it was just a daily thing, back and forth. You'd have to go check on King. I would go down to check on King, and I turned the corner, and he had just been in the hospital for like a week. And that's about the time he started being put on oxygen. So I go down there and check on King, and I cut the corner, and he is sitting in his recliner with his oxygen on, a lighter in one hand, and a stick, like a little over a foot long, in the other, and it's on fire. And he looks up at me, and he says, "Do you know what the heck I'm doing?" And I busted out laughing, but I always started kind of freaking out too. But I busted out laughing. I was like, "No, King, I don't know what the heck you're doing." So I ran over and took those items away from him and explained to him he can't, have fire and oxygen. We had to explain it to him basically daily. It was a daily thing. That's why we had to have two people there at all times, because it was a madhouse most of the time. My grandmother, taking care of her was quite different because she was in worse health. She had colon cancer, which required her to wear a colostomy bag. With her hearing, it was really hard to communicate with her. And just the closer she got to her passing, the more she was a little frail thing, and she was overall just always in discomfort, which made her want to move around, different positions. And we had brought her bed in to the living room, and to make it easier for her, so she didn't have to travel far. And her recliner was in front of her bed, and the TV was right there. So we had it set up so all she had to do if she wanted to get up was get up and go to the recliner and back and forth. But this was a constant thing. She constantly wanted to change positions throughout her day. So it would be in the bed, to the side of the bed, to the recliner, back to the bed, vice versa, all day long. Just because she wanted to feel comfortable. That it was all day long. We would have to bend down and slightly pick up her legs and move them to the side of the bed, or vice versa, pick her legs up and move them to the center of the bed, back and forth, and helping her up and just assisting her in general, just helping. And it was a constant thing. And this one, we cared for them for days on days and for months. And my grandfather actually over a year. This is how my friends got involved with all this. So one day after taking care of her all day, I'd been there all day, and so my husband and I decided to throw a little shindig that night. It was summer, so we just wanted to, relax and have a few friends over and have a little party. One of my best friends wanted to leave a little earlier, so I was the DD that night, and I get her in the car. While we're going out the door, my other best friend and one of his best friends wanted to ride along with us, and it was right up the road. I'm driving, she's in the passenger seat. My other best friend's behind me, and his friend is behind her. We drop her off. His friend hops up front, and then he's still behind me. Like, when we get back to my house, I just parked the car, and I got out, and I went to the back seat, to the back door, opened it, and went and lifted my friend's legs up and out of the car. And I kind of looked at him, and he looked at me and was like, and they both, it was just silent for a second, and then they both started laughing, like hysterically laughing, which made me realize what I had just done. And so I start laughing to the point that I start crying, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, like, I don't know why I did that. I think it was because, I was just taking care of my grandmother for so long, and I was like, why did you let me do that? And he was just like, I didn't know what you were doing. So anyway, it was super, super funny, but like, it was so funny at the time that you really couldn't take and appreciate what had just transpired. So I was completely sober, guys, but because I had done that action daily for months on end, and just had that mindset to, I need to help, and, I need to take care of, I guess, anybody who's around. And so I lifted my friend's legs up like I would do my grandmother, and it was completely random, but my brain, my body just acted. It just did what it was doing for so long. And I just thought it was such a special memory because, one, it makes me think about those times that I had with my grandparents, which were so special. It was a very sad time as well, but it was, it was a huge blessing that I had that time with them. So I love, reminiscing on those memories. But it also, makes me hear my friends laugh, which I love getting him rolling because it is so funny. He's got, a very hearty, just so soul-filled laugh, It's very genuine when you can really make him laugh. And yeah, and then I just thought it was so unique how it just shows that our muscles really do have memories. Sometimes your body will just do what it knows to do. So anyway, guys, that's the first true story I will be sharing with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to telling you more stories. Until then, Earthlings, I hope y'all have a great day. God bless you guys, and see you later, Earthlings.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day.